It took a powerful game to make me move from my Sega Genesis, which I bought in 1989, to the Sony PlayStation in 1997. And we have that game here today on Classic Game Room. It's Final Fantasy VII. When I first saw friends playing this, I was blown away and was already on the fence on getting a PlayStation anyway, but this sold me. I ran out and got a PlayStation, and Final Fantasy VII, it's one of the most memorable games that I've ever played, and one of the most popular video games.
Absolutely.
Of all time. Now TJ, you've played like every Final Fantasy game numerous times. What makes this one so special from a technical standpoint?
What really set Final Fantasy VII apart from all those that came before it was the fact that it was on optical media. It was on 3 CDs, which, not only being significantly cheaper to produce than the sufficient amount of cartridges would have been, allowed for fantastic CD quality music, made...
Doesn't fit.
It does not fit, in fact.
Apparently there's going to have to be another re-release of this game. It's on PlayStation Network, but it's not on Atari 2600. Next time.
That would be an impressive port job when you get right down to it.
5,192 cartridges for Final Fantasy VII on the Atari 2600.
I'm fairly certain the Atari couldn't address all that memory.
It would be like Adventure, but bigger.
Yes.
Now what about the experience and the adventure in this game? At the time, I remember it just taking me to this fantastic world with beautiful visuals and art design, memorable characters, and chocobo races, which was the best thing to bet on, by the way.
Absolutely.
Hours spent gambling on chocobo races.
And even more hours spent in the fruitful field of chocobo eugenics. When in doubt, biologically engineer your own super racer.
What do you like most about Final Fantasy VII? Or is this going to make like smoke start coming out of your ears?
That's like asking me which is my favorite organ. The characters are fantastic. The sound was really a step above anything that we'd heard before. The materia system is still, I'm convinced, the most elegant system of mechanics ever used in a Final Fantasy game. It just flows so well.
My mind is still hurting from the organ question, but Final Fantasy VII can be found as a used PlayStation 1 release these days for your PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, and you can download it from the PlayStation Network, right?
And you absolutely should.
Well, it's a huge game.
3 discs was massive for the time.
And I remember this taking the majority of a semester when I was in college and had very little to do for the most part. So it's a tough game if you're just going to sit down and try to play it all in one shot, which apparently you've done, right?
Yes, it took me a 36-hour sitting, 2 cases of Dr. Pepper, and 4 boxes of microwave shrimp egg rolls, and lots of Dijon mustard. But I managed to play through all of Final Fantasy VII in one sitting. I still have that file around somewhere.
Please tell me you slept somewhere in there.
No.
That's not a healthy thing to do, TJ.
Absolutely, which is why I've only done it once.
Now, TJ, would you recommend that fans of JRPGs, of RPGs, of adventure games today play Final Fantasy VII, especially if they've never played it before? It's well over a decade old now.
Absolutely.
And I would agree, it's awesome. It's a great adventure.
This is probably the game that brought Final Fantasy and JRPGs in general to the forefront here in America. I mean, before then there was 2, which was actually 4, and 3, which was actually 6, but neither of them had the impact, the kind of effect on the gaming landscape that Final Fantasy VII did. I mean, this thing was advertised on MTV.
And it helped pave the way for Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, the movie. So there you have it. It's a game you've probably heard of and hopefully you've played, but if not, download it from the PlayStation Network or find a used copy out there. It's Final Fantasy VII.